Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to look and do a live example of rolling a call on Sofi that I sold a while back that is now getting pretty close to being in the money and might even be in the money by the time we take a look at it. And just kind of go over what are my options, no pun intended, when it comes to selling a call and that stock going up in price. And then you're like, oh, wait, maybe I don't want to sell it this soon. Maybe I want to roll it out, try to make some extra premium, and maybe even raise my strike price while doing so. And that's what we're going to explore today. But before we get started, if you like this kind of content, I've just been documenting me selling options for some extra income and seeing if I can make this work consistently or not. So if that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing. That way you don't miss any videos in the future. And also, if you're one of the few people that don't have Robinhood yet, I'll have a link in the description. You can go check it out. You'll get some free stock if you sign up, and it also helps out the channel, so I would be very appreciative. But if we hop over to my Robinhood account, let's go ahead and take a look at one of my SoFi calls that I sold a while back. And this one expires Friday, so it's the $16.50 one. If we look at the current price of SoFi, it's actually $16.56. So if this were to expire today, these shares would be assigned to the buyer of this call, and they would purchase these shares at $16.50, even though the price of SoFi is higher. And that's what makes calls so desirable. And then on the flip side, I made premium when I sold this call, so I made some instant cash. And then anything in between where I bought the shares of SoFi to 1650 is also capital appreciation and capital gains. But let's say I want to take a look and see if I can move this call a week or two, try to raise that strike price. That way I can make even more capital gains potentially, and maybe even make some extra premium doing so all in one trade. And that is where rolling becomes really, really important and really, really valuable. So if we go to roll this position, this is why I love Robinhood. It's because they have these buttons easily accessible and they make trading options super, super easy. If I go to roll this option, the first expiration date it shows us is the next expiration date from the one that we sold. So it'll be next Friday, not this Friday. And we can see the current price of my call that I sold is $57 total. And if I look at the $17 strike for next Friday, you can see it's also 57. So what I could do is I could roll it a week. I wouldn't gain anything in terms of premium because the total credit's zero, but it would raise that strike price and then potentially raise the capital gains that I would get if these were signed next Friday. But honestly, I want to do all three. I want to raise the strike price, I want to push out the expiration date, and I also want to gain premium. So I'm going to go out even farther, another week, so 18 days out. And if we look at this $17 call now, we'll get a $20 to $21, just depending on the bid ask spread, credit, which is going to be some extra premium. So I'm going to go ahead and continue with this roll. And we can see the bid ask spread is pretty varied. So I'm going to put $17 and I get a high fill likelihood. So let's go ahead and preview the order and submit. And there we go. It went through, and if we go back to the main page, we can see the $17 call, and we'll see how much I actually made in premium. And they actually give you the best price. So even though I put $17, I actually ended up getting 18 because 17 was the minimum that I was willing to accept. So I got $18 in extra premium from pushing it out 2 more weeks. And then I also raised the strike price by 50 cents. Therefore, my potential in capital gains is an extra $50 if these become assigned by that Friday. And by the way, what I can do with this $18 is totally up to me. People ask, what do you do with the premium? Is that like instantly in your account? And the answer is yes. I can take this $18 and I can buy a share of SoFi completely with just this premium, which is typically what I do. I usually just take the premium from options I sell on SoFi and put it back into SoFi and just get even more shares that way. So this was a cool little live example of rolling a call and how you can push the expiration date, make some extra premium, and also raise the strike price if you want. I hope you guys really liked this video. I really appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.